Well, hello. Hello, everybody. Uh, we are now back live. And welcome if you're around with us. And yeah, I don't know. Let's see what we can let's see what we can do today. I don't think I have people to play to in PTU today, even if it might reach wave 3 tonight. And in the same time, I want to start watching the video that they put up today. How are we gonna do that? Duplicate this.
I'm serious. Start the show. Go to camera. Go ahead. Go ahead. This entire.
Oh.
That's right. This entire spaceship. Go to the wide. This entire spaceship is. Oh, you can't see it in the wide. That doesn't work. The wide's the only shot you don't see anything. Go to the other cameras. Look at it. This entire spaceship is full of all this stuff behind them. Like, this is all my stuff. Yeah. There's very few stuff that actually belongs to CIG in this thing. These are all my things that I've collected over the years. And so
Okay.
So
we're gonna watch this together.
Things like when they said we were gonna finally build the spaceship, I'm like, great. I'm gonna get so much of my stuff out of my house.
More storage space.
Which just freed up more room in my house to then get more stuff.
It's cheaper than paying for storage.
That's true.
Yeah. So this is my new guy. We're not technically at 4 o'clock yet, so we haven't started. We're still on my time, people. Look at this guy. This is my newest guy. This came just today. Can we zoom in? Look at that. Nope.
Oh.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Comrade Rye, welcome back.
In disco paint.
Since there's not a lot of people around here, I will give you a spoiler. I'm having a couple of these made out of Legos that are coming. I think some of them are coming tomorrow. I'm gonna make some videos as I'm making them, and I'm gonna put them on YouTube. But I cannot. I'm very excited about these. Let me show you. I think, did I show them to you before? They finally got shipped. I'm excited. Because I ordered them in January, I think. Oh, I did show them to you. Okay, yeah. I'm going to make videos out of them. Yeah.
This just arrived this morning.
Cannot wait.
From the tremendous Policus.
Both of them are coming. I have two of them. Oh my god, I want that one over there.
Actually, this might be your diabetes. This is actually crystal clear. You should get your glasses checked. All right, you can go back. But yeah, so anyway, I collect all kinds of stuff. I just got into those Lego modular buildings.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, they
started building those Lego modular buildings, and then I took my Sesame Street and I bought a second Sesame Street and I combined them to actually make a Sesame Street modular building that goes inside the street with all the others. And then I've gotten crazy and then I've replaced all of the sidewalks with cobblestone now. So I found a third-party vendor that was selling me like 500 of the little bits.
Why
and so
does
I've got
the
all this
sound so loud
cobblestone
here?
now and some things. And I've just
Lego
designed.
cobblestone?
Well, no, like little cobblestone Lego
Actually,
pieces.
just cobblestone
Just the 1x1 studs,
Right.
the studs and the flats and the circles and the squares and the different colors.
Yep.
You know, the sand blue, which is a lovely sand blue. Your shirt's like a sand blue.
Have you seen
Sure,
the
it's like a
video
There you
that they
go,
put up?
blending in.
But done the cobblestone, and then my next
I was
thing
busy
is I've
today,
just
so I didn't
designed
have the
a new,
chance
like,
until now.
Victorian style light post, because the lamp posts that come with those are kind
Man, look at the lights.
bad.
They actually work
So
on
I'm
the
gonna
lights.
replace all the lamp posts.
Even here in the freight elevator,
stuff,
there's
so.
more lights.
You just lock in with everything. You know what I mean? I've never seen you not fully 110% in something.
So
Am I about to be told off?
no. No, about 2.5 years ago,
Yeah.
I availed myself of the wonderful NHS and whatnot,
Yeah.
and I went and got diagnosed. And, you know, I'm going to my GP, we're doing the thing, it's like telling him about my whole life and how my life works and why I don't sleep and why this. And the guy listens to me. The guy listens to me for about 15 minutes, and then walks over to a little spindle, pulls out a little 3-panel pamphlet about hyperfocus ADHD, and hands me this pamphlet. And there is nothing more. There's nothing more devastating than realizing this unique snowflake that you think you are is completely in a 3-panel pamphlet. It's just like, is this you? And I look at it, and it's like the cheat code to my entire existence. And I'm like, oh.
Did you ever get on medication? Because I didn't want to, because I worried it would fix me.
No, I'm not on any medication. Anybody that watches SCL regularly can attest to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because what if you're not funny anymore?
Yeah,
Like,
but that hyperfocus. Well, you've never been funny. So what's your concern?
I don't know. All right, projecting.
Yeah. But the hyperfocus is the only way that I get anything done. All right, time to start the show? Yeah. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Star Citizen Live Q&A, FPS
I don't have
combat and
anything on
gameplay.
me.
I'm your host, Jared Huckabee. If you've never seen Star Citizen Live before, it's where we take about an hour out of the end of our week, invite our developers on, and make them answer a whole bunch of questions. Talk about various aspects of Star Citizen, its continuing development, why this doesn't work, where are you going with this. Basically, most topics are on the table.
I only read
provided
things
the
Star
guests on
Citizen
the
related
show
since
can
I
actually
was
speak to them. That's usually the hardest part.
since I was last
A lot
year.
of the questions
This is from
people
today.
like to ask are,
So this is a video. It's with the FPS team, which honestly I don't care that much about FPS. I mean, you have to do it because you have to do it. Did you see the 4.7 stuff, the new inventory and everything? I'm sure you have other more popular streamers you watch as well. Yeah, this is the new inventory. Oh. I guess the stuff that I looted yesterday from the new event, it's... Where's everything else though? Oh, it will come forward now. No, I really did not watch anything else Star Citizen related, as I said. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is the new inventory. We have some tabs here. And we have search in this inventory, which is amazing. And did you check the crafting as well? Yeah, I will do some crafting tonight. So I only played a few hours yesterday with a friend, and I did the rock cracker. We didn't manage to finish the rock cracker because midway through the rock cracker, they pushed another patch on us. So they resetted everything we did. So we were trying to get materials from the rock cracker to do some crafting. Search is actually big, yes. 2 buttons are huge. Search and... Actually, let me know because I don't even know where the other one is. I don't know why I'm hearing... Is it this one? Doesn't say. I think it's this one. The stack O. Remember when you had MG scripts that were like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1? Oh, the area inventory. Yeah, I mean, it works here as well. Can you stack them now? Yeah, you can stack them now automatically. So even here, see, I'm not even close to those. It will pull my local inventory. I'm hoping it's gonna pull it a little faster. Because it is kind of slow right now. Yeah, and now I have to get used to not try to unequip from here. You have to unequip from here. From where they show them to you. So you cannot drag them here. You have to drag them here, or you need to double click. quality of life in 4.7 is big, yeah. Especially the inventory. If it's gonna work and if it's not gonna crap on us like it used to. I don't know. I want to put an armor on that is very... And the UI that shows, you know, that it used to overlap with these and stuff like that. That's nice. Because it doesn't. You can read. You can see exactly what you have on you now. And stuff like that. I wish they had some better, like for example, now in armor, I wish we had a way to search for light armor or medium armor or heavy armor or... Yeah. That's something I wish we had. Because now I want to put some medium armor on. Or some light armor on, so I move a little faster. And, I'm gonna put, is it light armor? I want to put a medium armor on, so I get a medium backpack as well. Yeah, these are not perfect. And they look kind of low quality in here. But I like the size of them. You can see a little better. And they're not deorganized like it used to be. Like, some of them were bigger, some of them were smaller. So they were not in a row. And stuff like that. So I like this. Let me just put this on, I guess. Best thing about this is that you can actually see the items. I know, yeah. And you can see them here as well, and you can read what you have here. Like, you could never read these, because they were like writing on top of writing, and they were overlapping and stuff like that, and... Yeah. And then guns. Yeah, and then you can see them here, and you can put attachments on them here and stuff like that. I like it. I like it. I think it's a huge plus if it works properly. I wish this will go in slot 1 first. This is primary. If you we double click something on you, wish it will go in, yeah, you can drag it here. Or, didn't work. Work now. Let's put an under barrel on. I don't think I can use this. Yeah, let's put this on. Then let's go to utility. Yeah, and then you kind of need to close them. I usually have a red one with a medical attachment. Bloodline, it's usually the one. Yeah, so if you want to put these here, you put them in gadgets. And gadgets, this will go into the knife. I'll put medical attachment here. Okay, and then we usually use a blue one for tractor beam and get some meds. Let's get the CRT attachment. And a mining head, why not? Let's have it with us. Okay, did I took a large tractor beam? I don't have a blue one yet. They're supposed to add. And I don't know why I have this one twice. But I'm not gonna complain. Okay. So replay this video. Yeah, so they're talking about FPS stuff in this video.
are great questions, but they're for developers who aren't on the show this week. On the show this week, we have 3 members who work on various aspects of FPS-related combat and gameplay. Not just combat stuff. It's a lot of focus on combat, but FPS gameplay extends more than that. We'll talk about items and tchotchkes and stuff like that. So let's take a few moments to introduce our people who will do their best to answer your question, starting with the person immediately to my right. Luke, tell everybody who you are and what you do for Star Citizen.
Where do I look?
You just look
Anyway.
at me. There you go.
Hi, I'm Luke Presley. I am a senior principal designer on the systems design team.
Senior.
Yeah, I thought you were looking at me.
No, just look at him instead of the
Senior
camera.
principal. No. What does senior principal mean?
He's well old.
Senior, yeah. I get paid more.
He's part of the furniture at this point.
You have been here a while. We've been doing this on and off for about 10 years now.
Yeah, 11.
You had hair.
I remember
Definitely
flying
not
out to
counting.
you to do a...
What was your first show?
I was in LA.
Right.
Zach will.
All right, so let's take a look at this. I don't know if you watched this, but yeah, this is the UI of the Fabricator. I'm gonna try to craft some of the stuff that I have. There's a full set I can craft. I just haven't seen these ever before. Aslerite. It looks 10 times better than the engineering terminals. I mean, this can look a little better as well, but it's supposed to match kind of the inventory that we have. So I get it why it looks like this. But I think I'm gonna take the prospector and go mine some stuff. The problem is that I don't know the stuff I need for this set. So I need Duratite. It's a non-metal. Can barely read this sometimes. Is that a O? Is it Waratite or is it Duratite? And Aslerite. Because I want to try to craft these and see how it works. I can try to throw some stuff here. But right now only the... Well, for all of them we need the same thing. I should try to go mine it. Or I can go to a QV station or something and try to 1 minute 30 seconds. But I kind of want to see something crafted by my own hands. The UI is broken already, really. Duratite, Aslerite. I don't know if these are hand minables. We need to do Aslerite. Star Citizen. Aslerite. I can probably buy it as well, right? Yeah, let's see. I can go buy it. Doesn't say. Doesn't say where I can buy it. On aUEC. This is where I can buy Laranite. But Aslerite. think I'm gonna pull my Idris and try to learn some other BPs. Maybe I get some stuff that's usable, that's easier. So they were saying intersect missions can drop blueprints, the ghillie missions, and then I don't know what else. Might try to do that. Let's keep listening to these guys.
We'll come to you in a minute. Sam, tell everybody who you are and what you do for Star Citizen.
Yep. So I'm Sam. I'm the lead level designer in the UK, and my work is making all the wonderful locations, basically.
And the bad ones, don't you?
That's true. Also, the bad ones.
Vehicle retrieval system.
You're the reason I get stuck on Geo, or?
Depends.
Okay.
Flame art. Flame art.
Yeah, it's also art as well.
Okay. And Zach, tell everybody who you are, what you do, and why we're going to try really hard not to make this the last show they ever let us do.
Yeah, Rich said, right, you're coming on, no drama, no controversies. And I said, I'll try my best. And he said, well, if you do that, it's not good enough. But basically, I'm Zach. I do FPS systems. So I've done a player controller. I've done the guns that you interact with, creatures, human FPS AI, and yeah, cool stuff like that.
And tell me about who you're wearing.
Who I'm wearing. So this is a Japanese fashion designer called Hare from Osaka. Very good guy. This is from Hollister, Boo. And this is from an independent fashion designer in Dublin.
Did you expect that?
I didn't actually expect to have an answer for that. I thought I was going to get him. I was wrong. All right, so the subject of this week's show is FPS combat and gameplay. As we are wont to do sometimes, we put up a thread on Spectrum, asked you all to submit your questions, vote up the ones you want to see answered most. During this week, Zach, Luke, and Sam went through, selected the questions that they thought that had the best information to give. I added one or two curveballs. We researched the answers. We ran them by Rich, as he says. Just to make sure that we give you the best answer. There's a couple of questions in here that are going to have really long answers. You might notice, you see the pieces of paper on people's on the lights. I guess some of these questions were very involved, so we wanted to get some notes and make sure we provided the best information possible. So, all that said, we're going to start off with this question from Star Citizen Disco Lando. Where's my goddamn Apex battle car?
Okay, so I'm not on Creatures anymore, but I did ask the people who were on Creatures.
Oh, why not?
Oh, not because of anything bad, but because it turns out me doing everything is not good for development. So we've got some great new people. We've got a Creature team now that are more focused on it, don't have to share resources. Basically, working on it, dialing it in. I won't speak for their work. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. It's one of those. Probably shouldn't have started with this question. I just wanted to get it out of the way. Basically, it's one of those things, we've been talking about this thing for so long at this point. I was just having a conversation with the newly minted Creature team and whatnot, and it's the expectations on this are now from being first introduced in 2016, from being brought back again in 2023. Yeah, you know, whatnot. We've come really close to getting it where we want it, but then there's just something that doesn't make it feel right. There's something that doesn't quite make it the Apex experience we've been looking for. So they're still working, and I think you spent this amount of time on it, you want to be sure you get it right, or at least have the best chance of getting it right.
It's easier to make an FPS boss fight because there's a lot of context that you can refer to and you know it works. Name me a game where you have multiple people in multiple spaceships fighting a humongous worm and how you make that fun and
air and on the
that's in an MMO with a huge planet with a servers.
It's somebody hold on. Beardshire has used their opportunity to be a first-time chatter and said vaporware. Good. No, still working on it. It's just wanting to make sure it's everything we want it to be. Next question. You keep saying you know the med gun is wildly OP and then never doing anything to fix it. What's the plan for making medics actually relevant in the game long term, as it's a profession slated for 1.0, but is currently entirely useless?
So, we're aware that the medigun is very strong at the moment. We've commented on it before, and obviously with crafting upcoming, there's going to be lots of balance changes, there's going to be lots of weapon adjustments and things like that, and we're looking to address it then. But more importantly, on the road to 1.0, the medic profession, all of that is slated in to be locked in, get lots of improvements on, lots of new features with, and things like that. So, medics right now, sure, but medics on the road to 1.0 will get a lot more breadth and depth with the things that they can do.
I'll go into the medic armor in my monologue as well.
Oh yeah, you've got a big long section here coming up, so we'll get into that.
How do you see
Sam.
the medic gameplay? I don't know. I mean, I would actually want to play a game where the medical gameplay is something that has more purpose. You know, like there's a lot of FPS games that you can do medical gameplay, but nobody really does, you know, or nobody really does just that. I think actually I saw it yesterday. I didn't see it today. I don't know. I'm missing a bunch of contracts. Like, yeah, I saw service beacons back on, right? We haven't had service beacons for medical gameplay for a long time, right? 50,000 aUEC and stuff like that, and but I'm still missing. I don't have Rock Cracker here, for example. Like, I don't want to do another Rock Cracker tonight because I basically that's all I did yesterday. But anyway, service beacons are back. It's pretty big in Arma 3. I haven't played Arma 3, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But as long as we have some features like the drones, I don't know why they're taking so long to do drones. Like, drones are not such a big deal in any other game. There's drones in a lot of games and there's not such a big issue. I know drones and carrying a person and stuff like that might be more difficult. But as long as we're getting drones to go and assess a situation with the drone so you don't put yourself in the line of fire, as long as we get some better social tools to be able to communicate and invite to party easily and get friends easily, right? Because right now, if you want to call for a service beacon, which they haven't worked for almost 2 years, it's good. But if you want to ask somebody in chat, oh, how do I add you? I need to go to Spectrum. Let's get friends. Let's get you in a party and stuff like that. I should be able to create a party with somebody that I'm not friends with, you know? Like, give us the damn /invite or whatever, /party invite, or, you know, it's not rocket science to do stuff like that. But yeah, I think and the service business should allow you to set the dynamic aUEC. Yeah. Like, maybe I have a lot of money and maybe I'm in a rush. So maybe I want to do a service beacon and I want to offer $1 billion right now. Because right now, everybody has $1 billion aUEC, not dollars. I wish I had $1 billion. Everybody has a bunch of aUEC right now, right? So nobody will necessarily go for the 50K. It's not a big deal. But yeah, there's ways to improve it. But drones, I think drones will help, you know, because some people sometimes don't want to go to certain locations just because they think it's a trap, you know. So if I manage to go there and send a drone first to see what's going on, if they fix that on the Apollo, because the Apollo, the Medivac, and the triage were supposed to have drones. And if we get the stretcher, a working stretcher, which again, I don't know why it's such a big deal. I don't know why we don't have it yet. But the stretcher, to be able to get somebody with a stretcher to your medical ship, I think it can be pretty nice. I would do more medical gameplay myself if I had those 2-3 things. What about the character? It has a designated drone room. Yeah, there's multiple ships that have drone rooms, including the Karak. But there's different kinds of drones. I mean, if we get the ones for exploration, because the Karak should have those for exploration, not the one for medical gameplay. those will still be very beneficial to medics as well. So yeah, but again, I don't know why it's such a big deal to have drones. Like, it's not rocket science. A lot of other games have them. I know a lot of other games are not so complex and complicated like this one, but still, you're like, it's. But in the same time, we don't have mirrors in this game, So, and when you do have mirrors, you see yourself without a helmet or something. Like, it's like a bad camera. So yeah, I don't know, but I think even if we actually get service beacons back, and it seems like we might, it's still something that's going to be more beneficial. But let's see. They're talking about medical gameplay, and I'm interested. I always liked the idea of helping other people, so the performance in this game is not perfect, so I understood holding back on some reflections. Yeah, but again, that's something that can easily be fixed. I mean, I'm not I know a little bit about coding and stuff like that. So if you want to see a reflection in this area here, you can set up a range, like that will not be seen by anybody that's outside of like 3 meters range or something like that, or I don't know, or 5 feet or whatever, and that shouldn't play a lot with optimizations. Because it's something zonal, it's something, that you can code, you can hard code for a zone, and should be fairly easy, Like they did it now with the. Because for a while you couldn't see inside the ship. Like even if the Polaris hangar is open, or my hangar is open of the Idris, if you're further out, further away from me, and you see the Idris, most of the time you don't even know if my ramp is up or down, because you don't render that until you get to a certain distance, So they can do something like that for everything. Not a big deal. But yeah, I mean, medical gameplay can be very nice in this game, and it's badly needed.
Question
But
is
let's
probably
see
right up
how.
your alley.
You'd hope.
Can you address the lack of level design that facilitates FPS PvP? We're just getting right into the questions here. And remember, they picked the question, so they're not shying away from the tougher topics here. Could you address the lack of level design that facilitates FPS PvP? To explain, even the contested zones separate people. Blue doors, timer, separate people out, making it hard to run into people. All the other places are worse. A lot of places are very linear and choke pointing in their level design, making them not play well for PV, PvE, SC sandbox scenarios. What do you have to say?
So a lot of our older locations were built with just a lot less level design resource, essentially. But what we're trying to do now is that, obviously this game is very heavy on PvE. There's always going to be PvP, that's never going to stop. And we've started building locations basically intended for PvE, and those locations are always going to be more linear. They're always going to be more set up for that, and when instancing comes online, that's not going to be a problem for everyone else either. You're going to go to a location and you know it's only going to be you, so you're going to enjoy your PvE gameplay. When it comes to PvPVE or PvP locations, with the bigger level design team now, we can actually focus on making sure that there are multiple entrances. The sightlines are actually cared for and ensured that it makes sense for multiple teams coming in from different angles, and that we just make sure that cover placement and all of that sort of stuff is up to scratch, basically.
The LD team's a lot bigger now as well,
Yes.
compared to where it was like 2 years ago.
We've gained 6 people in the last year.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't think it's inappropriate to say that level design was probably underserved.
Yes.
In previous years of Star Citizen's development. Why that is, a variety of reasons, but it's been recognized in the last 12 months, and the rectification is in process. Like you said, it's now, is it doubled? It's probably more than doubled at this point.
I think it's about doubled now.
Yeah.
We still got a few more coming, but
yeah. So we recognized this challenge early on. We recognized we weren't doing enough to support it, and the fix for that is underway. I just saw a review of Starkitect locations on Tuesday, and you could see right away. I'm like, oh, these immediately look different than the stuff. Not just with the visual stuff. I'm talking about the layout, with the amount of cover points, with the amount of interior, exterior, combined, cover spaces where you're half inside, half outside. Lots of moving in, moving out, and stuff like this. The big towers, to make snipers incredibly deadly and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
There's a lot more effort. There's a lot more effort going in, and I think the stuff we have coming down the pipe, Rockracker, and then going forward, the new Siege of Wars and the municipal works are going to benefit from that renewed focus on level design.
Same as the Starkitect stuff as well in the future.
There's always going to be a gadgets question. Any progress on gadgets like trip sensors, scanners, remote detonated charges, and so on?
So I've got an answer, and it has the word Squadron 42 in, so I'm going to read it off the page. Currently, we have the deployable shield, breaching charge, and some other bits in Squadron 42, and do plan on shipping that in the PU in the future. We also have an area denial grenade coming this year as well. We plan to add more gadgets in the future, and we do like doing some surprise community wants, like the binoculars, which are much asked for.
That's cool. Luke, this might be wrong. I don't know, I'm guessing. What plans are there to make clothing serve a purpose when an undersuit and armor is better in almost every way?
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, clothing is never going to have the same fulfill the same purpose as those things. But it's never going to be space worthy. But we are, working on combat clothing, which will have more damage mitigation. So if you want to imagine a kind of John Wick style suit, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think the main problem now is that it's one or the other. You have to wear clothes or you have to wear armor, right? And that's where Starware is going to come in and change all that, because the purpose of clothing is cosmetic. It's to dress, the way you want to look. So to just go into that in a bit more detail, you'll be able to, with Starware, have your undersuit on if you want it, and then put certain, jackets over the top, all the jackets, certain trousers, gloves, boots on the top, then armor on the top of that, and then, in future, we're going to have hoods and big overcoats that can go over some of the armors too. So, all these layers.
It's like we said at SitCon as well, there will be areas where you can't wear armor, so clothing and all that will have particular uses and things like that.
We've talked about that in the past, like locations that prohibit it, and you have to kind of turn things into customs. So you wearing I don't think we're going to ever block an undersuit in that scenario, but it's probably more useful to wear the kind of combat clothing we're talking about.
There's never been an MMO where cosmetics isn't the end game.
Yeah, a couple of people in chat were right away. Fashion Citizen is
Someone said, "Is Zach showing off Starware?"
Possibly. Very early iteration. No, but it cannot be overstated. I'm really glad you brought that up. We've Chris, other people have mentioned for years that this idea of wanting to facilitate the wearing of clothing as opposed to armor. He hates that everybody wears armor everywhere. So this will always be kind of a goal at some point to go to. When I first saw the outfit scanners that were part of a Stormbreaker, the ones where it forced you to change into the scientist outfit in order to open the door. I was really excited about what that means for the future. Forcing people to switch into outfits as opposed to armors in order to infiltrate something. The gameplay options there were really exciting. So yeah, it's combat clothing is a bit interesting though. I heard the term and I didn't realize not full on John Wick kind of thing.
Not bulletproof.
Yeah.
No, but some decent mitigation. Not to the point of being
We're
better than light.
There's 1,000 years in the future.
Yeah,
There's going to be clothing that's a little better than what it is today, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to ask one more question before we go to Luke and his treatise here. Are there plans to add spatialization for sound in FPS? I think sound plays a major role in combat, but currently we can't locate our enemies or tell if they're wearing heavy or light armor.
Yes, I think this one was for me, but was it for me or
No,
was
it's
it
for me.
It's not.
It's for you.
Oh, that's one for
Oh, there you go. Well, that's why I don't have it written
So
down.
I'm just going to talk for hours.
Go on, perfect.
Yeah, I've talked to the audio team, and they're really keen on enjoying this armory factor, reworking what we've got so far, so that if you're wearing a heavy suit, you actually sound extremely heavy. But like beyond that, they really want to have the wearer feel that they're in a heavy, suit. So if you're
Why
wearing
is my
massive
my
radiation
PIP are
suit,
not working properly?
you'll feel isolated. Like everything will be muffled around you as well. And I've generated this big list of audio I want to hear specifically on, like the stealth suit that we're going to be having. Like that wants to be the quietest sounding, because no matter what emissions it gives out or and all that stuff under the hood, if you can hear your feet squeaking against the floor as you run, sneak up behind someone, that's really off-putting. So it's really important to nail all that.
It's also worth pointing out that Footsteps have gone for a big iteration squadron as well, in terms of like when you sprint in SC right now, it's you get essentially you have the heel down and the foot forward making a noise, but now it's just one foot plan. It's also reading the context of the environment as well. So if you're on railings, it will make railing noises and things like that. So we've gone from a generic footstep noise to an environmental context noise.
I was just thinking about these really nice pair of Jordan 1 comforts. It's the classic Jordan 1, but the sole's been redesigned for maximum comfort, and it's got this little triangle shape cut out at the bottom, which is supposed to be
It's
great,
taking me
but
so long with
because
the laser
I
to
don't
take down an
walk
MSR.
normally, my gait is weird. That little triangle makes a suction sound when I walk. So I got really excited to wear them. They look great. They're super comfortable. When I came to the office, it's like every time I walk, it's just I don't wear them because
They're indoor shoes now.
I can't. And I get other people to check them out. I would look online. Nobody else has this problem. It's just I walk wrong.
Is there a leaflet for that?
No, not for that one.
If you want to sell them, there's some people who pay good money.
When weapons like the pulverizer have a slowdown effect from having them equipped on the back, are there plans to give them weapon inertia as well, as in they handle slower than other weapons?
So just to start off that, they don't have a slowdown effect. They just weigh a lot, and depending on how much weight you have on your character moves slower. So we don't do this gives you a 20% movement speed debuff just because you have this weapon on. It's systemic. There's weight. The more weight you have, the more you slow down.
Receive blueprint.
Go on,
Mount helmet.
with the weapon
That's what I
inertia.
wanted.
Do you want to have it? Because I can.
Well, the thing is, I thought this had come last, so I thought I'd have done my spiel
Okay.
on.
So
Okay.
one thing we're talking about with the armor work is essentially having it so, correct me if I'm wrong, but the heavier the weapon is, the more weapon inertia you get. So if you've got heavier arms, it's easier to handle heavier weapons. So if you're wearing light arms and you have an LMG, you'll essentially have a lot more weapon sway. Think with the Fresnel, how long that takes to correct the sight picture. That's an example of something that, if you had light and you picked up heavy, it's a way of saying, cool, do you want to fit in the archetype, that fantasy of being oh, I'm a super heavy armor wearing, I've got my LMG, I'm walking in a location, versus oh, I'm light and I've got a pistol. Because as you know, in real life, the shorter the barrel of a weapon is, the lighter it is, the easier it is to move around. I was talking to Luke about this, and the reason why pirates always have short swords is because if they're on boats and they're killing people close, that's why they have short swords. That's why people clear runes with pistols and SMGs and things like that.
All right, we're going to get to your question.
That's interesting. Yeah, so I didn't know that. I didn't know that there's a weight system. I wish we knew the weight system so we know how to balance it. But that's interesting. Yeah, I really thought there's a debuff. If you have an LMG, if you have a heavy weapon, you're moving slower. But you're moving slower because you have heavy armor as well. So, yeah, it makes sense. It's a weight system. Just tell us the weight. It should be like all the other games have weight, this armor piece weighs this much and stuff like that.
Sets up. I want to preface this. This is actually 3 questions.
Yeah, it is 3 questions I'm answering here.
It is 3 questions. So, you got your notes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, I want to show you. Can you see this? This is the notes for this next question. This is all one question here. It goes on to the next page. It's all more question. Yeah. It's that much. You wrote that much, Luke. So.
Hey, we're bringing content. You know what I mean?
So at this point, I'm going to ask these questions, and then Sam, Zach, and I are going to go get a beer.
Can you get me one?
Okay. All right. So these are 3 questions. 3 questions that all have one combined answer. Okay. Question 1. How will the upcoming armor rework make it so armor choice is more diverse? Question 2. What benefits are planned for players who wear light and medium armor in PvP and high-end PvE environments versus heavy armor? Currently, the movement bonus obviously doesn't typically offset the damage reduction of heavy armor. And question 3, with the addition of crafting armor coming, what's the progress on armor functionality? Armor roles like tank, recon, heavy scanning, stuff like that. All right, you ready?
I am.
You ready? All right. We should give. We don't have like a single camera for Luke, do we? Oh, we do. There we go. Excellent.
Which one is it? There we go. Okay, so progress is going great.
Finished.
That's it. It's something I'm actively working on, and we've had multiple reviews to decide which stats I'm actually going to be able to play with. Because one thing we don't want to do is ruin the game, like make it unbearable, you know, by just making things worse. So there's lots of things we're doing to like improve things as well.
It's so hard. Yeah. It's so hard for me
you
to
look
say
so
something.
skeptical.
I'm going to bed.
I had something so snarky I wanted to say right there, but you
okay.
Right, you
like design-wise, I think we're like 90% there. I've just got to pitch some of the non-systemic perks, you know, the perks you get for wearing a full suit of armor and stuff. Because we've got most of our the perks are actually quite systemic. So the stealth suit, actually each piece like blocks the emissions of your body and stuff. So like you have to have a full thing, and then suddenly, you know, you're stealthy. But you know, the perks where you have to make something up, like I don't know. I'll give like being able to.
Well, if like, let's say if you have a full stealth suit, right, you might get like a massive bonus to hiding your emissions.
Yeah.
Like as an example, something that makes sense in the context of the armor.
Something that's more than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like you know, it's the more gimmicky things I'll say that I don't really want to go into it because I'm not pitching them. But right. So our main aims with the armory factor are to give players reason to wear flight suits, light, medium, and heavy armors. Give players reasons to wear the combat versus utility armors, because that's been a big distinction now, the 2 of those. To give players...
Yeah, that's another thing that they really need to do. Like, we have flight suits right now. Like, I have a pilot suit in my armory right now. But I'm not using it because there's no benefit to it. Then, like, let me feel less G-forces, or, I don't know. Let me see an extra thing on my HUD while I'm in a ship and stuff like that. And there's a lot of ways. And even with the medical gameplay, because you were talking about medical gameplay, maybe, I don't know, if you have a medical suit, right? Because we have medical armor already. Maybe I will be able to heal faster than just somebody with a regular medical gun or something like that, you know? So there's a lot of things that they can do with armor. I just don't know why. There's a bunch of them working on it, and still
based on their intent,
very slow progress.
And that's the specializations we were talking about in SitCon 2 years ago. So I'll go into some of those later. And then give individual armor pieces a purpose, so that, like, you know, arms aren't just useless cosmetics and stuff. You know, each piece of the armor has stats with it that you don't get with the others. So, like for me, and I think for you as well, like the most important things is nailing those weight classes.
Yeah.
I think they're reporting these armor changes from Squadron 42.
But
yeah, I think they have a lot more advanced stuff in Squadron 42, and they haven't implemented.
So if you have heavy legs on, then
they haven't implemented a lot of things in the PU, just because it's a huge difference to address things in a single player environment like Squadron 42, and it's a completely different thing to address things and play with mechanics and stuff like that in a MMO, you know, or a multiplayer environment. It's a whole different ball game. In Squadron 42, a lot of things are a lot easier to work with. So, yeah, I definitely think they have a lot more advanced stuff in Squadron 42. It's harder to implement in the PU, so that's why it's taking longer to port them into Star Citizen.
Your overall mass gets reduced because it's easier to walk and things like that. So it's like you don't just become instantly a tank because you've got the thing on. It's like, cool, I've got these legs, I don't want to be weighed down too much, I want to be able to like move faster, still my heavy, but that'll have other offsets obviously.
Almost like a exo suit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just the support that it gives. Right now we have this funny situation where if you were wearing entirely heavy armor, you had a full backpack on, all the attachments, and then you took your leg armor off and you just had naked legs. I mean, in real life, you'd crumple under that weight. But in the game now, you are faster because you weigh less.
Yeah.
And that's obviously something we want to get rid of. So yeah, so like if we like focusing on that, like the way we're going to make lights versus mediums versus heavies and flight suits, like very different, and actually a choice you make is there's damage mitigation. We're going to up the damage mitigation on mediums and heavies to give you a higher TTK.
Beyond what they are right now.
Beyond where they are now, yeah.
Which gets obviously offset with crafting and the improvements that come with weapons. So.
Yeah, so me and Deck, who was on crafting, are in this interesting situation where obviously you only have between 0 and 100 to play with, and we're having to like meter out and share the percentages we can go up. So I can go up to this, and then crafting will take you up to this. So yeah, that's an interesting thing to have to take into account.
You can build better weapons, and you have to be able to build better armors.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. It's a constant arms race, yeah.
Or you just hit them with a
or a legs race.
The combat crosshair, which is it's going to primarily be on combat suits and helmets. So like not everyone is getting that anymore, which is kind of the way it's done right now until we figured out. Flip the page. The ability to have your MFDs cast to the visor, which I think everyone has right now when they sit in the ship, that's going to be for flight-specific helmets.
Exactly, see?
And
make me wear a flight suit
as well will be impacted by wearing medium or heavy armors. So that means that your inputs are slower. So if you make a hard turn, it will take it slower if you've got medium and heavy armor on.
G-force resistance.
And G-force as well will be lower in those suits, so you'll pass out quicker. We're also increasing the G-force tolerance in things like the combat and racing flight suits, so it's not all just a negative. FPS radar, when that comes, that's going to make a huge difference. It's between the weight classes for a start, because bigger things, they're noisier. You'll hear them on your passive radar.
A good example is combat helmets are seen as the default right now because they're the main archetype that we have online, but that will make more noises and emissions. So you'll get less feedback, but then you'll obviously be quiet and less picked up by radar and scanning and things like that.
Yeah, if you wear lights, like you'll all have the same strength radar, but being light gives you the ability to get so many meters closer before you're picked up. And we keep alluding to this, but I'd say the most important feature is the mass mitigation. And that affects the weight affecting the player. Like you weigh more, obviously, the whole thing together weighs more, but if you have like heavy arms and then a heavy core and heavy legs, and then you've got a railgun in your arms, right? That'll be fully supported, no added weight to the player. But then if you start taking pieces off or making them like a lesser weight, that will start, like the percentage that those arms can take will get less and less. Like, if you take your legs off, like it doesn't matter what your arms can lift because your legs are still taking the weight of that thing completely.
It's very nitty gritty, this obviously, but we still do have like high level archetypes as well. So like things like, you know, having like medic armor and things like that are still,
this is
in the weeds, but we also do have the high level ideas of like, you know, different combat armors, different, like we have the scanning armor and things like that. What's it called, the hunter armor and things like that, which obviously we're like way better at scanning and things like that. So there's some like very high level, easy to understand stuff, and then you have this stuff which is down in like the nitty gritty weeds of it.
Yeah. Like reducing the amount of times you're going to see somebody in a hospital gown carrying around a railgun.
Exactly.
So you know, if you want to be able to keep a railgun up and on your shoulder and use it, you're going to need to actually increase the mass of your armor in order to have that the support system to you, so make it possible for you to carry it.
Yeah. And finally, this is finally on
this
this
is
point.
not finally, by the way.
No.
You have "and finally" written in here 3 times.
Yep.
Luke, this is not "and finally."
This is
not "and finally."
And finally on the weight class, right? Because this is what we're talking about. Weight classes, they span all of these archetype types, and that, like, you know, you can have a heavy medic maybe. So EVA, controversial maybe. EVA will be removed from undersuits as it is now, so everybody has it, having it, and put on some but not all flight suits and cores, and we'll be introducing an EVA backpack for those who don't have EVA built into the suit, or if you do have EVA built into your suit and you just want more fuel and more oxygen, you can also put that on as well.
That's nice.
It's a lot of, you're basically
EVA
adding a whole lot of
backpack?
choice. Basically a whole lot of tactical decisions between what you wear. It's not just going to be about rule of cool. You have to understand the situation that you're going into and the best loadout for that situation. Not just bringing the right weapons, but soon, or when the time comes.
If you know you're going to like fight that you're Mondi, you might want to bring people with like more medic suits, for example, because you know you're gonna have to heal each other more and things like that.
Yeah, the server is crappy.
Of course, if you don't have EVA, you just bring your
Target keeps teleporting around.
Yeah.
Okay, and final so that's weight classes. There's a difference between combat and utility, that's a big difference, and that's mainly down to the mass mitigation, which you'll have more of on the utility. That will mean that combat armors are lighter to start with, right? But the moment you start loading them up, they get slower. Whereas utility armors start heavier, and then the more you load them up, the more they can take. So you kind of keep the speed you're running at with those.
Okay.
Whereas if you streamline yourself in combat, you'll always be faster. And also...
I assume there's different types of utility armor then.
Yeah, there's loads. Yeah. Which I will jump to now then. Right. Flight suits. We've got racing flight suits, amazing G-force resistance, really good environmental resistances. So, if you're racing in a car on all kinds of planets, you'll be fine.
And I hear the flight suits getting their G-force resistance is not necessarily a far away thing.
No, I think Yogi's working on it very soon.
Yeah.
But they have no radar. They're like super stripped down, no EVA, and really poor damage mitigation because they're basically just kind of levers. Combat flight suits, which do have EVA, they have better damage mitigation, bigger inventory, but slightly reduced G-force and poor environmental resistances because they're made for space, right? Then you've got the combat armors. You've got the assault armors, which make up the majority of our armors right now.
If you want to put new stuff out, you've got to have a crosshair at the minute, otherwise it doesn't feel as impactful. But obviously that'll be revisited when we get more archetypes in.
Yeah, it's definitely our biggest section of armors we currently have. And these are the pure combat armors. We've got the best at absorbing damage, good radar for finding humans, and but they'll lack EVA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything with a emission of kind of IR and EM.
Oh yeah.
But it's not resource. They do not have resources, so you're not going to be finding minables with those. Stealth armors, again, we've talked about. They reduced emissions and sounds. Are you reading the red pen?
I haven't seen how much is left.
No, just that. The Hunter armors we've talked about is the only combat armor to have EVA, and it has an amazing radar for finding people. They'll see you coming more though, and it has less damage mitigation. Utility armors. Right, I'm going to actually breeze through these because I don't want to spend too long actually. Right, medical can scan health. No, so when you do a scan, it will show you the health of people around you and various other things, and it can locate downed players from much further away, like specifically. You know,
Okay,
that's
So
its
that's
thing.
if you have a
right?
medic armor.
Yeah, so if you do a scan, you're going to pick up the down players that you wouldn't normally pick up just by IR and EM.
Like
there's engineers.
like armor lockers will
and
be
they
big.
can,
Yeah,
reveal the positions
cannot wait for
and
that.
health of
I cannot wait for
components.
the idea of
Just
like
this one.
I want to wear
and
armor to
resource
fly, and
specialists,
then when I
these are
get
like
out
the
of the
salvagers
ship and
miners.
want to do
We have
some
amazing,
FPS, I'll just go
resource
swap my
radar.
set.
And hopefully we'll reveal details about minables that you would otherwise have to go up to and scan, like from a distance.
So you don't. So you can be on the surface or whatever, scan, send your ping out and see the things. You don't have to go to it to find out.
I'd say it's more for it being in caves
Yeah.
where there's that kind of distance. It's still a distance to go, but if you scan and then focus on a rock that is 50 meters away, you might get some more information than that otherwise
Saves
you would
you
have
running
to.
over to it.
Yeah. Yep. And then you've got the Explorer, which is like the jack of all trades. It's got kind of good utility. It's got the crosshair. It's got good environmental resistances, and it can scan resources. Its damage resistance is fine, but it's not a combat armor. And then you've got all the other kind of very specialist things. You've got EVA, heat, cold, and radiation. And they hopefully speak for themselves.
Thank you for everyone who's still here.
No, I really,
Yeah.
I appreciate this, Luke.
It's a huge spreadsheet. It took me forever.
Yeah. How is the? Obviously, we've been talking about some aspects of what you've been talking about, which you just talked about. We've been talking about for 2 years now.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you want to give like a general progress? And I'm not saying a when. Don't answer a when question.
Like I say, I think like 90% of it's done, and maybe even more. I've got a few more things to clear when it comes to those perks. The things that make them stand out, and again, a little gimmicky, right? All this that I've talked about is signed off, right? Once I've got those perks sorted, it's just off to code to do estimates, and then we see where it fits.
Okay. So still in the design phase.
Still in the design phase. I've run this all by code, and they like have.
I don't know how
marked
that
it,
ship is
but-
still standing. I want to go try the front turret.
Sam, how has the new focus on dungeon-style content, we call them operations, but the question says dungeon-style content, changed design goals for FPS gameplay?
So the quick answer is they haven't, really. We've changed what content we are trying to make currently, because before we started making the dungeons, we didn't really have any. And we've been taking a lot of time to try and start constructing these more defined locations where we want to take players through an experience. But that doesn't mean that we're going to stop making any of the other sort of more contested zones, PvP-oriented areas. That's still very much a thing that we're focused on. It's just we're trying to counteract the amount of content that is just general outposts versus defined experiences. We want to basically go from where previously we made locations to show off features to just making locations that make use of features, or just cool locations. Because I wanted to make a big ring station that you can ride a gondola around, so I did it, and that's coming out this month.
It's so sick.
Let's talk a little bit about Rockcracker. It's a little off the topic here. Right? folks who are in PTU, are seeing that there's essentially at this moment there are 3 kind of different versions of these breaker stations.
Yep.
There's ones that don't currently have a rock in them, and those will be for a variety of sandbox missions that actually come online about 2 weeks after 4.7 releases.
Yep.
So 4.7 will release hopefully towards the end of this month, and then about 2 weeks later there'll be another content drop that releases an entirely new suite of mission content that will utilize these 3rd versions.
They
of
still haven't
breaker
fixed
stations
the
starting
MFDs on this.
Yeah.
Then there are 2 versions of the breaker stations that have these giant, enormous rocks in the center, and one is more like a contested zone kind of thing. It's like players have seen with Line of Mine and Stormbreaker and stuff. It is, you get the mission and everybody has these locations. They're on your star maps. You go and it's
The contested ones aren't on your star maps.
contested ones aren't on the star maps.
No. So the way they work is that we have multiple instances, basically. Not instances.
Yeah, you can't use that word yet.
Not instances in actual instance, but a version of a mission that's at a location. And so basically 5 groups of players can go to each one at a time. And we have multiple locations that they can go to. And the expectation is that
Going too far.
you should be taken to one where someone else is, and you should fight for the stuff, basically.
So that's a bit more chaos in those
Yes.
ones. A bit more of that PvP.
It's for people who want to do PvP and who don't want to spend the high price of entry for the exclusive ones.
And that brings us to the 3rd one, which are these exclusive ones.
Yes.
These ones are also not available on the star map. You have to earn the right to purchase the locations to these versions of the breaker stations, and those allow for only the people you share them with have it. So a true PvE experience at these places. So it's a neat evolution of what we were doing last year and learning the lessons we learned last year, and always trying something new and stuff like that. So these 3 different versions of these breaker stations that are coming in 4.7 are pretty exciting, and always trying something new. It's
Definitely.
yeah. With ASD, or with the Onyx facilities, we dropped roughly 600 of them, across plants. Always trying different things to see how to give something for everybody.
Yeah, we basically wanted to make sure that people who only want PvE should be able to get that, and people who want to fight for stuff can fight for stuff.
They added the planets.
Now, the flip side of that is that there won't always be a PvE version available.
Not always, but we've placed a decent amount of them.
Yeah. So, and those are kind of things we'll continue to tune throughout PTU and stuff like that. And it will continue to evolve as the game goes on.
The rewards also got better. I improved them today.
Oh, nice. Anything you want to tell us about it?
Not specifically. Go find it.
Okay. Zach,
Yes.
this question,
Is this the doozy?
well, I don't know what you think is a doozy,
Yeah.
Okay.
but this question has come up
Okay.
on and off every year since it was first introduced as a concept back in 2013 when Shroud of the Avatar came online.
All right.
2013, 2014, I can't remember. Back with Richard Garriott and Portalarium and stuff.
Too long.
This question is simply, how is the crossbow coming along?
Okay, so this was the first year that I got to basically plan out all the weapons.
Crossbow?
And the first one on the list, obviously, that always gets mentioned is the crossbow. So I can confirm that the crossbow is coming this year. The main reason I think that we got that crossbow was because Rich is an original Shroud of the Avatar backer. So he is very interested in getting his skin. So yes, crossbow this year. But I also want to teach some other cool weapons. I want to go over.
Before we move off the crossbow,
Go on.
it's not just going to be available to the folks who pledge for whatever level of Shroud of the Avatar. There are versions of it going
Yes.
into loot for
I
everybody.
believe they get a specific skin.
Yes.
If they were Shroud of the Avatar
Yes,
backer.
but the
So-
crossbow, a weapon this cool, is going to be made available to everybody who plays Star Citizen today, either through loot or through a bundle or whatever, or if you did pledge at those specific Shroud of the Avatar levels, that specific skin, and the process of how you claim those will be made available to you when it comes time to add it to the game.
Yeah. So cooler than the new guns. There is one with space, blank in, like we said, space AK.
Are you just gonna move on to other new weapons?
Yeah, what
Sure, go ahead.
crossbows are crossbow.
No, talk us about one.
Yeah, so yeah, there's space blank, which is space kind of based on a real gun sort of thing that people really like. We got loads of people like the space AK. We've got a lever action rifle. We've got.
You're adding more space versions of existing weapons.
Yes.
Okay, so like you did with the space AK.
Correct.
There's going to be a space something or other.
Yeah.
You don't want to reveal right now.
No, because it's very cool and it's something that people mention a lot, and I think it's it's fun to find out. But just little tease.
Like Space Godzilla.
Yeah, Space Godzilla, exactly. Okay. Or Mecha Godzilla.
A real thing.
Yeah.
Space Godzilla, a real thing.
Medgun pistol. I'm very excited.
Sorry.
Medgun pistol. We have a bullpup rifle.
Shoot your enemies.
You're glossing over this stuff. This is the med gun that...
I want to leave it at that. I want to say the name of it, and then as it comes out, you'll see like, okay.
All right, so you're being intentionally obtuse.
Yeah.
Okay, my man. Thanks for hanging out with me. Yeah, I actually was paying attention more than I was expecting. This is an interesting video, but go get some rest. Hopefully 4.7 soon on PU so we can actually play it. I think they were saying that they will release it to Wave 3 tonight. So I don't know if you're a concierge, I don't remember. I think you're a concierge, right? You might be able to play the PTU starting tonight. So you should be able to play tomorrow and mess with crafting and stuff. Usually I try not to play PTUs. Wave 3 is just the 1K. I think Wave 3 it's any concierge. Like Wave 1 right now, it's you need to be a concierge or very active on forums and have a subscription. That's why I have access to it right now, because I have the $20 a month subscription. And then Wave 2 is something different. Basically one more step. And then Wave 3 is all concierge. Yeah, and I think Wave 4 is all backers. So you should get in Wave 3 100%. But I usually don't like to get into PTU because I don't like to get spoilers. But I think this patch is so big with crafting and the inventory and the breaker station and the new way of combat and the new radar system and stuff like that, that I think is worth exploring, so you know a little bit about it before it comes to the PU. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you if you want to wait for the PU, but it's good to know how crafting works and how many materials. I think we can. They're saying that they're gonna persist the materials as well. So maybe it's gonna be worth mining some stuff, so you have it, so you can make some stuff already once it comes into the PU. But anyway, should go to bed, get some rest, and like I said, I'm doing this every day. We'll see you maybe tomorrow. Should be end of the next week if everything is going well. I think it's gonna be more towards end of the month. That's kind of what they promised. End of March. So I think it's going to be at least a couple of weeks. But who knows? Maybe they will do it faster. Who knows?
Basically.
All right, send your letters
You've
to
met me
Zach
before.
Priest, 6 Manchester Goods Yard.
Yeah.
All right, so med gun pistol.
Medgun pistol, bullpup rifle, lever action rifle, and some more cool stuff later on.
Yeah, thanks. You too, man.
So that's
Appreciate
some cool
you.
stuff that's coming this year. And, well, sorry, let me be clear. Our intention is that those things come this year. And yeah, there's some other stuff that's not just it. Like we also spoke about, we've said, we want an area denial grenade. We know that gadgets and utility are big requests and things like that. But those are the things that we want to tease now. There's more than that. As we delivered a lot of weapons last year, we want to also deliver a lot of weapon content this year as well.
Like you just casually dropped, there's going to be a lever action, a 30th century lever action. Right.
Oh, the plan is that it's gonna have evolving geo as well.
Evolving
You switch
levers?
to fire modes and stuff like that. So leaning into like taking it and making it really cool and sci-fi.
And your intention is for this to come. All these ones that you mentioned. Intention.
Intention.
We all know how game
Yeah, yeah.
development works, but the intention is for all of these to arrive this year.
Yes. and some more other cool stuff. We planned out this year in terms of like looking how much we delivered last year, what can we deliver this year that is exciting and is, you know, really fun.
He actually printed up some pictures.
Look, I wanted to do it. I had some pictures printed out here, and I was going to say, which one do you want to know about, chat?
Right,
And then,
You have the close-up.
I'll let you. Yeah.
Okay.
Give me one you want to show.
okay,
Just give me one you want to show.
there's a really dumb. Well,
super-
you know what the top one is, but this is a hint.
No, over here because we got the close-up
You
camera.
got it.
Okay, okay.
Come on, bring it to me.
Go on,
Don't drop your microphone.
I won't. There you are. So there's a hint on the bottom of what it is.
Hint.
Yeah.
This is the picture. Go to the close-up. Go ahead. Let's see if it works. Okay. This is what he this is what he brought. So this is I'm assuming a space lever action
Space lever action,
and some railroad tracks.
and you'll have to figure out what that one is.
A fence.
Base lever action and railroad tracks.
No, come back.
Oh, you want me to pick it up? Oh no, don't sit on it.
Just go sit down.
Okay.
Sit down.
Jared, no.
Sit down. In Saint 666
Yeah, someone
says
got it.
dumbest thing ever.
Someone got it.
Mom? Okay.
And that one is stocked, not shouldered as well.
Yeah, Chat Chat, you got it.
How did they get it?
I just, you know what?
We are not subtle.
Geniuses.
I can't believe that my puzzle was horrifically obvious.
It's not a level designer.
Speaking about a MedPen gun, can we have the MedPen automatically switch back to the gun after being injected, like it already happens in Arena Commander?
Yes, that's one of the options that we do want to add.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next week or?
Sooner than you hope, but further than you'd expect.
Good.
Sometimes I say things that get me in trouble. Sometimes I say things that I want to say things that would really get me in trouble.
Game development.
Let's see. Any progress on FPS item wear and tear, like armor tear or weapon misfire?
Yes, so in terms of weapon malfunctions and weapon overheating, every single weapon has that in Squadron at the minute. So every single weapon jams, every single weapon, well, the weapons that can overheat do overheat. That is fully implemented in Squadron 42, and it will be coming to the PU in the future.
Okay. I'm gonna guess this is you, Sam. Would it be possible to climb more stuff?
Yeah. Basically.
Oh, there's more to this, like SU boxes, ramps, and elevators.
Yeah, it's all
I
the
thought
fun
this
ledge
person just
markers.
likes to go into the soft play.
It's
It's like,
we want to climb everything.
is it possible to climb more stuff?
Yes, essentially. A lot of older content still probably won't be able to climb as much, but as we have a much larger level design team now, we are able to make more stuff climbable and also design stuff that's more traversal oriented.
Automated tools got a lot better as well.
That's also
Automated cover generation is now a thing. So level designers don't have to go and manually place a couple of points as well,
that was
which is
awful.
very nice.
Yeah. Still have to double check it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't turn it all over to the machine like Amazon did.
Yeah, exactly.
What is the status on swimming?
Fully implemented in Squadron 42, will be coming to the PU in the future.
Okay. Easy enough.
Yeah.
We've said fully implemented in Squadron 42 a couple times.
Yes.
How different is FPS in Squadron? Yes, he's going for the paper.
Going for the paper. Rich said, don't get in trouble. He's like, I'll allow you to answer this one if you're not going to get in trouble.
Okay.
Now I've got to find it.
Challenge impossible.
So
Oh, God.
the question is, I'll cover for him while he searches for his paper. How different is FPS in Squadron 42 compared to Star Citizen, and what lessons from polishing there can we expect to come to Star Citizen?
Okay, so there has basically been a lot of work on the player character. So from minor things in terms of like how actions automate into each other. So we have something called a sprint toggle now, which is the default, which essentially means like if I'm sprinting and I shoot,
no.
I have sprint to fire, so I don't start shooting when I'm down here. It comes back up, it's natural, it feels good. Even the new sprint pose, which is like up here, which includes like head bob. All of these things massively improve the experience that you get to, as you play the games. Like previously when we were doing in 2023, when we showed off all the FPS improvements at SitCon, where you think like backpack reloading.
Oh yeah, so we're already in wave 3. Let's update. Take a look at the changes. Okay. So they're doing long-term persistence between the PTU builds. I don't know, I'm not realizing if this is the stuff that was before. Oh, Idrisem is actually getting the armor health increase. So Idris P is not that great anymore. That's sad. No, so it is just the little changes. So they did for the location performance, lighting and LOD, okay. Updated ship cleanup code to ensure abandoned vehicles can clean up over time. Yeah, there were a bunch of them there yesterday. Adult and juvenile Valakar are much more weighted towards attacking players instead of other AI. Because they were doing that a lot yesterday. Updated Valakar spawn positions, okay. So Vrillium spawns are guaranteed in each section of the asteroid with a slim chance for extra. There is a Vrillium and general FPS mineable quality chance. Maybe they increased it. Cavern EVA polish, reduced bounciness and power cells. Monorail transit display panel updates. Okay. I didn't manage to use the monorail. I mean, I guess we did in a way, but slight tweaks on how quality is disabled on items. It's disabled. What I call it, element to loot item. Adjust items material quality value to match crafting screen format. That all mine and materials to be stackable. Addition of Nyx ores. Refinery kiosks change. Okay, maybe they fixed the kiosks of refineries. Those inventory levels of stores. Further fabrication UI and icon updates. Disabled ability for player to push the fabricator. Okay. Disabled tractor beaming in the fabricator door is open. Of course they did that. Of course. Added interactions to open the door if the player locks themselves inside the fabricator. Of course they did that. Added large amount of ammo blueprints to mission rewards. Okay. So we can craft our own ammo. Okay. Adjusted armor crafting times. Refinery UI style and layering adjustment to show underlying content. I kind of want to go see the refinery now as well. Wait, other than that, they fixed a bunch of stuff. Yeah, moving the mouse cursor over a different vehicle in the ISOP when attempting delivers will deliver the different one. This has happened to me so many times. There's a chance that blank information on the vehicle may appear on hangar delivery request using the ISOP. This is something that happened to me a million times. Going prone while it's in a moving limbo elevator carriage will cause the player to fall out of the carriage. I haven't not tried this, because why would you go prone in an elevator? Okay. Star map is zoomed into the ship when in a cockpit instead of showing the system or region of space. Yeah, okay. Oh, these are known issues. So they haven't fixed them. Never mind. So everything that's annoying is not fixed. This is what they fixed. I think this was what was annoying with my challenge. Okay. Yeah, headlights. I had a bunch of ships that headlights were on and I couldn't turn them off. The airships can destroy themselves by flying into objects at many mission locations. That's not something we wanted for them to crash into asteroids and stuff. Did we train them so well that they don't crash into? Yeah. Mission objectives are duplicated when players from the same party are in the same mission step. Why would it not be on the same mission step? Okay. Okay. Star map info panel incorrectly advertises shops and landing pads that aren't available outposts. Okay, so they're still doing fixes. I hope they can fix most of this. Oh, we're already done. So let's go see some of these changes.
Yeah, you think like ammo repooling and things like that. We're waiting on these things in Squadron and obviously polishing them up for the release. And all of the things that we are working on in Squadron will come to the PU in future. The action matrix is the biggest one. We've got like sprinting while reloading. We've really been spending a lot of time dialing in that FPS experience and making it feel really polished. And even like sprinting now, like it's a really big thing for me because the gun goes down here, it goes off screen, you can't see it. When it's up here and you feel like you're running and things like that, it just feels a lot more polished. It's very nice. It's the FPS experience basically has been dialed in a lot more. There is a bunch of stuff which escapes the top of my head right now. But
You have your notes.
you know, I accidentally deleted the question. I realized.
Oh, you want to come over here?
Yeah, go on.
Come over here.
Go on.
Yeah,
Yeah, because this was one I had to ask Rich for very nicely.
There you go. Go ahead.
Thank you for. Oh, I get to sit in the chair.
Yeah, go sit in the chair.
Perfect.
You've been good today.
There you go. So yeah, as we said, with movement accelerations, melee improvements, that's a big one. So hey, you're not randomly going to go in front of you anymore. It's, you know, there's nicer animations there. How it follows up feels better. Weapons having consistent slots. So for people who have to constantly switch around and do those things, I know it's very annoying, but that is now like, cool, I have weapon 1, I have weapon 2. They have consistent slots. Yeah, the action matrix. Oh yeah, for example, sprinting and med penning now, if you press sprint, you press your med pen button, your med pen, then you automatically go back to sprinting. So sprint toggle, beautiful. And yeah, my favorite one, weapon raise 2.0. So as you know right now, if you go up to a surface, you do this. We now have a procedural back like that, and it's very, very nice. We've also moved the pushback point to the optic. So for people who want to aim over railings and shoot over railings, you can now do that. Yeah, I mean, the FPS experience overall is far more smoother to play. FPS AI has basically been overhauled. Francesco Riccucci and Chris Roberts have been themselves very involved in that process as well. Chris has been very keen on making the AI experience in Squadron, so they've been working very closely together. Entirely new audio setup for guns. The guns sound absolutely amazing. The audio work on them has been incredible, not just the sound that you hear, but also the mixing. So that's basically how loud shots are, how they feel. So if someone's down the other hallway and they're firing, it sounds like they're down the hallway, and it is honestly gorgeous. And yeah, all of that is planned to come to the Persistent universe.
He's better than you.
Perfect.
He didn't even have his eye line right. He kept looking at himself on the screen.
How can I not look at myself?
You gotta look at the camera like this, see? You gotta look down the camera like this. But he spent the entire time, he wasn't talking to you, he was talking to himself the whole time.
We've got a question in here.
No. Go back. Don't trip over stuff.
I'll try.
All right. Good job, Zach.
Thank you.
Oh, you kicked my cable out.
Oh, damn.
It's all right. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, shit.
I give you a topic.
Okay.
No.
All good.
We are almost out of time. We can squeeze a couple more in these. Why is the boom tube dealing so much damage?
Okay, this is, Rich told me to be very careful with this one as well, but I actually do have this one written down. Because Rich said you can't say, oh, it's not. So, why is the boom tube dealing so much damage? Well, basically, as we said, we're going to be looking at balance, we're going to be looking at damage and those things, especially with crafting coming more online, especially with armor coming more online, like you said, with the heavy armor, with the max resistance and things like that. But the hardest thing with the boom tube, obviously, is the diversity of vehicles in the game. The diversity of the health between a light fighter, a ground vehicle, a heavy vehicle is, you know, it's a complicated game, especially when you mix all those things together. But most importantly, this is something we're looking at. I've already come up with a couple of ideas of what we want to do, like increasing the arming distance. Like there was a clip on Reddit recently where someone just shot it in a ship and the ship blew up because they were raiding on. But yeah, so it's something we're looking at and keeping an eye on. You know, if you take a boom tube into an encounter, you're sacrificing a weapon slot, you're sacrificing the ability to, you know, fight other people, fight other NPCs. So it's a heavy cost versus the reward you get for how slow the projectile is and how much spread it has.
We're also doing a bit of a refactor on the way explosions deal damage to actors, because right now an explosion deals 6 times the damage to the player because it hits their head, arms, legs, body. So you have to balance it weirdly, like so that one explosion would do like just 100 damage to that table, but to you would do 600 damage. So it's really hard to balance. So we're making it so that any explosion will do 100 damage to the player. Divided by, depends where it hits them, to how much damage they take, and it will still just do 100 damage to an object.
Okay. Is med penning yourself in a down state still a planned feature?
Yes, that is still a planned feature, and the plan is to move it to the Adrena pen. So basically, if you get downed, you'll enter a down but not out state. That's also fully implemented in Squadron. But Squadron has expensive self-revive pens. It's obviously MMO, single-player game. But yes, so that is still planned. And let me just check my notes, see if there's any other caveats there. But
You'll be an Adrena pen for rezzing other players as well.
yes, that's the other bit. You'll need the Adrena pen for other people. Yeah, so you can crawl around on the floor, traditional down but not out.
What is impact force and crafting?
Damage.
The capsule will be leaving the station momentarily.
Is there anything planned to make something stronger than heavy armor?
Yes.
Yep.
Super heavy?
And that is not just a new armor set either. That comes with a lot of restrictions, specific weapon classes, and things like that. So I think one of the things is you're not going to be able to heal yourself.
Yep, you're not going to be able to heal yourself. You're going to have a super heavy weapon.
Yeah.
But you can use other weapons. It will just be, why would you?
Okay. Bobby, welcome to Levski Refinement Center. Let's see what they did here. Okay, this looks different. Not a lot different, but this looks different. Too bad I don't have anything to refine. So I see, but this looks different. And hopefully it works now. Hopefully it's not bugged like it used to be. Signing out. Okay, thank you for your visit. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I need to mine something to be able to refine it so we know how it works. Nah.
momentarily.
You in this extremely
Yeah.
restricted thing. It's all about you need the support. Like, because while you're there and you've got the big gun, you're unstoppable. But the moment people start chipping away your health, if you can't pull out that pen and heal yourself, you need a teammate there. Otherwise, you're going to very quickly become vulnerable.
Like a medic archetype of some kind.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right. That pretty much does it for today's show, guys. Thank you so much. I do want to address something in the chat here. A lot of questions in chat, rightfully so, about desync. There's probably no greater challenge that's affecting FPS combat and gameplay today than desync. The reason Luke, Zach, and Sam aren't talking about it today is because they're designers. They do not work in the network coding, the server infrastructure, any of the areas where desync rests. To that end, I'm going to go ahead and volunteer our own Chief Technology Officer, Benoit Beauséjour, and I'm doing this right now on the fly. He doesn't know about it. It's not a gag. I'm seriously doing it. So if it doesn't happen, you can blame me and not him. Benoit used to do these big, long posts on Spectrum where he'd walk through one major technical issue or another. I'm going to walk out of here and ask him to do that for desync. It's not a conversation that I think super works in conversation like this. He's also one of the only people at the level to have the full overview and umbrella look at everything involved that contributes to it. So I'm going to ask him, and I'm going to go ahead and commit him and say yes right now. I still have one or two favors to call in. So I don't know when that's going to happen, but he's here. He lands here on Saturday. The first time I see him, I'm going to ask him to make this a priority and see if we can't get this going. Because I agree with you. I think it's an important thing. And I think the best way for us to talk about it is probably in a detailed post where, people can reread and read the information and parse the information. So we'll see how successful I am at that. But my promise to you is that I'm going to try. And Benoit is a pretty good dude. So I imagine it'll happen. All right, with that, that's Star Citizen Live. Thanks for watching. We've had a nice little streak of Star Citizen Live. This is either our 4th or our 5th episode in a row. Next week, we're back with an episode of Inside Star Citizen, looking at a bunch of the various content that's coming with Alpha 4.7, as stated, targeted for the end of this month, available for PTU now. You can help us, as always, getting into PTU and helping us test and beat on the pipes and make issue council reports and everything. Yeah, sorry.
I did it,
I'm
folks.
realizing that I just signed Benoit up for a thing, and
Oh.
I'm already thinking about what I'm going to have to say. Nobody say anything publicly until he hears it from me. Like, I'm realizing he's now going to see it on Reddit or something before.
There is 2 days before you arrive. I guess depends what time on Saturday.
Hold on.
Canada's a few days behind though.
Hold on. We're gonna throw a Hail Mary, guys.
At Benoit in the chat.
Stay with me. We're gonna try calling him right now.
Okay.
Why not?
What time is it in Canada? Are they awake?
It's Montreal, right?
Yeah.
That's
Teams would like access to the camera. Have I
5
never
hours
been to
behind.
Teams
Oh
call?
wait, no, it's 4 I think right now because of the daylight savings.
Oh yeah. That'll be all right.
Let's see if he picks up. It's not a gag. We're calling. We're gonna try. Hi, Benoit. Can you hear me? Oh, hold on. I mute in case. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Hi,
Yes.
we are live on Star Citizen Live right now.
Sweet. What's going on?
We just did a show about FPS combat and gameplay, and the overwhelming topic in chat was about desync.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I volunteered. Remember those big long posts you used to do on Spectrum about a really important topic?
Yeah.
I volunteered you to make one of those.
Okay.
And then
on desync specifically.
Yeah, on desync specifically, and what's causing it, and what our efforts to fix it. And
It's all good.
I realized I didn't want you to hear about it on Reddit first.
Okay, cool. So just a deep dive.
Just a deep dive on desync and why it's happening.
All things desync and networking.
Yeah, I think it's
Cool.
important.
How hard can
Sounds
it be?
good. We'll do it.
Sure. Sorry, can you hear that? Can you say that again?
We good. I'll do it.
All right.
Hey.
Thank you, Benoit.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
He's never taken a call from you again.
Yeah.
He's never answering a call from me ever. That's it, chat. I just used up the last stroke I got. Thanks for watching. See you on Inside Star Citizen next week. Take care. Check out the weekly newsletter tomorrow. There's something cool in there too. Bye.
Hey.
Weekly newsletter tomorrow? Anyway, this was cool. This was actually cooler than I thought it was gonna be for FPS. Because I don't really care about FPS most of the time, but this was cool. Alright, so they added this. I tested it. I'm testing what they're saying they added. They added this button. Because people were getting inside here. Oh man, that's cool. Let's see. They said they changed some things to the UI. I wish this will not happen anymore.
You don't know anything.
Oh, went into another video. Oh, okay. So they added the ammo, so we can start crafting a bunch of ammo. What do we need for ammo? Half fastenite and iron? Okay. Where am I hearing myself from? The Twitch? Yeah, the Twitch. Okay. So they added the ammo, that's for sure. But field recon suit arms. Oh, they put... Okay. So now they're showing a little bit. Because these were boxes before, remember? Okay. Did I kept my... No. My blueprint got erased. Aww. And I worked so hard for it. Okay, before AR. S38. So we can make... How much to make a gun? Aluminum for CSCU. Have fastenite. Yeah, so we'll definitely try to do some crafting. I want to do some crafting, so probably tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow I can probably we'll have a longer stream tomorrow. And yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it here right now. We didn't do much tonight, but we watched the video, and that's important. So we'll definitely continue exploring PTU tomorrow. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.